Welcome to the 2018-19 school year. I know you're ready to make a big impact on your students. Today's video will be a review of what we learned in our time together this summer, or just yesterday. We'll discuss the why, how, and what of our purpose. Then we'll review Hattie's research and what makes the greatest impact in the classroom. We'll review what systems the Medford School District has in place that research says works the best. Then we'll discuss all the ways you can improve your expertise while working here. And finally, we'll review what it looks like if we can successfully fulfill our mission as educators. First, let's review our purpose. Why does our school exist? The answer? It's found in our mission. We are here to ensure that all of our students learn, and it's our job to inspire them to learn more than they think they can. And how can we do that? By creating a safe, challenging, and inviting school where all children find success and feel like they belong. And finally, the what. You are a teacher, a librarian, a speech therapist. All of these roles takes expertise. And according to Hattie, the more expertise we have, the greater our impact will be on our students. Hattie has found over 250 ways educators can help kids learn. But here are the 7 greatest areas of impact according to his latest research. Let's take a moment and review what systems the Medford District has put into place to ensure that we are one of the blue schools, or schools that makes more than a year's worth of growth. We don't have to look far to see that our mission to ensure all students learn is having high expectations for not only our students, but for our own abilities as educators. This way of thinking can make the difference between 1 and 2 years of growth for students. Next, let's look at our system for collaboration, PLCs. We meet each month or more to decide what a year's growth looks like for every course so that we can have consistency amongst ourselves. Hattie's research also shows that teachers who constantly analyze their impact makes more than a year's growth. One way we do this is by selecting a student learning outcome and tracking our impact with data throughout the year. We also have an evaluation process that helps you receive feedback on your teaching. Last year, the administrators added an impact statement to their feedback that sounds like this. As a result of what you did, your students were able to do X, Y, or Z. PLCs have been part of the Medford District for 13 years. While meeting in your PLC, you should be collaborating with your team on curriculum maps, common assessments and its results, and learning from each other. Schools that do this successfully are always in the blue zone and make more than a year's growth each year. Here's a reminder of how PLC times will work this year. The total time of a typical PLC is 90 minutes and is broken down into 2 45 sections. During the first 45 minutes of PLC, you meet as a core PLC team to watch this video and set up your goals, work on things like curriculum maps and common assessments, and review data. During the second 45 minutes of PLC time, you and your team have options. You can attend a seminar, stay with your core PLC, or new this year, meet with a second PLC. This second PLC can be district created, or you can suggest your own PLC team to administration. Now let's look at the Educator Effectiveness System. This is a state-mandated system that includes yearly feedback from administration in the form of an evaluation, the writing of at least one SLO to track your students' learning, and the writing of at least one professional practice goal so that you can improve your own expertise. All of these forms can be found in your Google Classroom in the Educator Effectiveness class. Also found in the Educator Effectiveness class is an overview of the timeline used by the Medford District. The top section is for all educators, whether you are on a rating year or not. If you are on a rating year, then you will also be required to do the bottom section. To help keep you organized, each fall, winter, and spring, you'll receive a task punch card. By August 31st, you should have completed Task 1 and 2, which is to open up your Google Classroom and take your self-assessment. By today, you should have also completed Task 6, which refers to the district's 5-year goal yearly training. Everyone was required to either take the 3-hour course in the summer or just yesterday during the afternoon of the in-service. Tasks 3 and 4, the writing of the beginning of year PPG and SLO, are due on October 17th. And if you are on a rating year, your beginning of year meeting with your supervisor is due October 31st. Next, let's look at the systems we have in place to improve our expertise. There are many ways you can increase your expertise in the Medford District. You can attend seminars offered during in-service or early release. You can join a book club or a second PLC. Or you can apply to attend an outside conference or workshop. New this year, the Medford District is requiring that all certified staff earn at least 24 PDUs over the next 3 years. A PDU is a professional development unit that must be new learning and applicable to your job. Typically, 1 PDU equals 1 hour of training. You can apply for a PDU anytime before, during, or after a training. The application link is found in your Google Classroom Educator Effectiveness class. Once your application is submitted, your supervisor will review it and send back a reply through an email. You will need 24 PDUs every 3 years, unless you fall under a special circumstance. For new teachers, national board teachers, or teachers who earn their masters, you will need 8 PDUs per year that you are on a level before you can move down a level. Your PDU tracking spreadsheet is also found in your Google Classroom Educator Effectiveness class. You will need to open the assignment and then click on the tracking sheet with your name on it. You are responsible for printing it, having your supervisor sign it, and turning it in every 3 years. Finally, one of Hattie's greatest influences is to have specific success criteria for all of the learning that takes place in your classroom. In other words, you and your students should know what success looks like for each of your objectives. Therefore, as educators, you should know what it looks like if you're successful in your job. So here's a list of 11 success criteria that range from kids being able to talk about how they are learning to articulating the next step in their learning, being able to see errors as opportunities and asking for help, and positively supporting their peers. Keep this criteria in mind as you plan and work with our students. In order to successfully accomplish our mission, our kids should be able to demonstrate all 11 of these skills before they leave us. That's it for now. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for making an impact on our kids.